Greetings and welcome to this final installment of the Faber Series, at least for this year. It's very appropriate that we end with the theme of hope and grace, two very important aspects of our lives. They're very much interconnected and really do have to be spoken of at the same time, because hope is a grace, and knowing about grace helps us to be more hopeful. A little confusing, but let's slow down and look at things in detail. When we talk about grace, we refer to the free gifts from God, all the things that we don't realize that we need, but are important parts of ourselves that help us to lead good, joyful, and loving lives. I know many of us love receiving presents, so imagine receiving a precious gift every day that allows us to be better people. That's grace that flows from God that enables us to recognize how we are always God's children. Grace is connected with gratitude because we realize we're always grateful for these precious gifts. And from there, we move on to hope. Hope is a grace, a feeling, and a virtue. It's a grace because God gives us hope so that we can see the path through the struggle to God's love and goodness. It's a feeling because we feel hope deep within ourselves, and one who hopes is able to see that there is goodness beyond the difficulties and struggles. Hope is a virtue because it helps us to be better, to be able to find the joy within the struggles. But you might say, wait, hang on, how can this happen in our lives? Even though hope is a grace, a gift from God, that doesn't mean that we sit around not doing anything. To have hope, we need to seek to do good and to seek to be good. The greater the good that we seek, the greater the hope that we have. What this means is that our striving to be good helps us to be hopeful. And with this hope, we become better people, more open to God and more open to others. Allow me to use an image to show this. Hope is like lighting a candle in a dark room. It only has a small flame and might not give off much light, but this small candle can fill the entire room with that little bit of light. Every corner of the room is touched by the light, just like having a little hope can touch every corner of ourselves. And this light, this hope, which is like a grace that illuminates our entire lives, can go on to light lamps and other fires, making this hope even more real for us and for others. And as we reflect on hope and grace, we realize how this helps to tie everything that we've done in the Faber series together. We remember how gratitude helps us to be more open to God and to others in our lives. We remember how awareness helps us to look at ourselves in and out so that we can live with a greater sense of purpose. And we remember how forgiveness helps us to heal ourselves and our relationships so that we can become more loving people. And now we look at hope and grace, grateful for what we have, aware of who we are, loved and forgiven, as we always are hopeful to seek what is good within ourselves, overcoming struggles in this process. And so it is with a recognition of grace, of our giftedness, that we can move forward with hope. Hope that helps us in our times of need or times of struggle, and hope that helps us to be the good person that we've been created to be. And we remember that no matter what happens, hope will not disappoint us because God's love is always there. St. Paul wrote these very encouraging words to the Romans. And not only that, but we also boast in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not disappoint us, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit that has been given to us. Love is the beginning and end of all that we are and all that we do. We know this because God is love, and for this we're grateful, aware, forgiving, hopeful, and grace-filled. Thank you for being with us on this Faber Series journey. God bless, be hopeful and loving always.